Okay, guys, welcome back to another episode of Traderscale Success Stories. Today, we're joined by Harpreet Kaur. Is that correct?
Yeah, Harpreet Kaur. That's
Harpreet
right.
Kaur. I got that slightly wrong. Okay, it's the first time ever, apparently. So, yeah, guys, again, this is where we're going to get into the ins and outs of trading, the journey, and more importantly, how Harpreet has got her success for Traderscale. So, without further ado, how are you today, Harpreet?
Yeah, I'm doing really well, thank you. Learning all the ropes and stuff from Traderscale. It's been really interesting, so I'm happy that I'm
Yeah,
here. Yeah.
good, 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 good. So like guys, this one's going to be especially valuable because we've got a girl on the show and we don't really get many girls on the show, which is great. We like to diversify, people from everywhere, all over the world, and there doesn't seem to be that many girls involved in trading. I don't really know the answer to that. Maybe we could go into a little bit about that and ask you about that. So, how are you today, Harpreet? You good? Yeah?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Okay.
I think I came on board actually because my husband's doing the Traderscale and I was quite interested in it. And I've got some time on my hands. I'm working part-time, so I thought let me just give it a go and
Yeah,
try
why
my
not?
best as
Why not? And your husband's doing pretty well, so why not? If you've got a good teacher right there next to you, why not? I'm sure. The aim of the game, I guess, is to have a good teacher because there's not that many about that can do it. So if you've got one right next to you, you might as well jump on, right? So where are you from, and what's your age?
Yeah, I'm from Birmingham. I'm 35.
35.
36.
Okay, cool. So how much have you been paid with Traderscale total in the end?
It was about well, work out in English. Should work out English pounds or USD?
Just US dollars is fine. Whatever you've come to with.
Which is about 1,300.
$1,300. Good
Yeah.
start. Good start. So how long have you been trading?
Just recently, to be honest, I just started it not long ago, about a month.
Okay, month.
Doing well so
That's
far.
good. Well, 1 month, $1,300. That's pretty good. It's not
Yeah.
bad. It took me like probably 3 or 4 years to make that. So yeah, you're already years ahead of me. So let's start right at the beginning. What was life like before trading? What do you do, as part-time?
Yeah, I do counselling for children who have depression, anxiety. So that's sort of like something that I'm interested in generally. But obviously, I did want to make money on the side because I have two children of my own as well.
Yeah,
And I
of
want to
course.
make sure, giving them best life, sort of going abroad on holidays and things like
Oh,
that,
that's nice.
really.
So you're a professional in the counseling area. That's good. So they've obviously going to have a good upbringing, I guess, then, because you kind of know the ins and outs of how to bring up children.
Yeah.
Whereas most parents don't really have a clue, do they? They just, they do it as they go kind of
Yeah.
thing. So what did you want to be growing up?
I did, to be honest, want to look after people. That was one of the
Oh,
things.
okay. So you
So
like
it
that?
was, yeah, it was something like that.
Okay.
But obviously, working in that field, you're only like restricted to a certain amount of money as well.
Yes, of
Um,
course. Yeah.
so that doesn't matter as well. So doing the part-time trader skill on the side is quite useful.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. That's wicked. So was it something, were you always interested in finance, or was it something that just came out of nowhere?
It came out when my husband started doing it, and I was quite intrigued by that because he was talking about how good it was and
Yeah.
and how it's helped us. And I thought I'll give it a go because I've got 2 days spare anyway, 2, 3 days a week.
Yeah.
Um, so I thought, why not?
Gives you a chance to kind of study a little bit without the pressure of doing 8 hour shift, 10 hour shift, and then being all
Um,
tired. So yeah, it's kind of an interesting way to look at things. And it gives you, yeah, again, that free time is so valuable. I remember when I started, I was doing 10 hour shifts in COVID, and I was like doing it on the weekends, and I was like, oh, I'm so tired. You know what I mean? So do you remember the first time you actually placed a trade?
yeah, it was I think it's one of the Thursdays. And I was just sort of looking at the news and things, and then just
What was going through your mind when you placed that first trade?
a bit scary thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just sort of started looking at sort of the support and resistance. That I'm starting with that at the moment.
Yeah, okay, just the basic stuff. That's absolutely fine. There's plenty of people that can make money from that. So did you start using a demo, or did your husband say, right, you're going straight into a live, or straight into a funded account?
Yeah, he showed me the demo of what it's like and how it is, and then I sort of thought, let me just give it a go and try it that way.
Yeah, nice, nice, nice. So, did it go well your first trade, or was it one of those things that was like, right, I'm
Yeah,
not going to do that again? I did.
well,
Okay,
I was
good.
hoping there's no reds, and when I got the blues, I was happy. So
Ah, there you go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So, let's be real. Like the first couple of months, actually, even sometimes years can be quite brutal for some people. So what are you kind of expecting now? Your first 6 months? What's your kind of goal?
just to try and sort of make the same amount per month, really. Well, to start off with, and then
Yeah.
sort of slowly increase and learn more about it, and sort of get my knowledge around, the trader scales and things like that.
Yeah, the nitty gritty stuff. Yeah, the harder stuff. Yeah, it takes a while to be fair. Like I said, I know one guy that's done it in like 4 months, and I was like, he's made so much money with this. I'm like, what? I'm like, how did you do that, dude? But again, if you've got a good teacher and you've got your husband next to you, it's pretty
Yeah.
like, you can just be like, yeah, don't do that, don't do that. So you're learning like 10 times faster than the average person, I guess. So I would say, is there any been rock bottom moments? That was my next question, but you've only been doing it a month, so I
Yeah.
guess
Not at the moment.
you're all right,
Yeah.
you're all good. So do you think you'll keep going with this, and it's something you really want to pursue?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
And your guidance through Arvy, who's probably one of our highest paid traders, couldn't be much better than that, really. So, I guess you should just listen to him. So you'd have to listen to your husband. How's that going to be? Listening to your husband all the time when he's right and you're wrong. How's that going to
Yeah.
be?
Awful. No, we'll be all right, yeah.
Nah, I should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if
Yeah.
someone knows their stuff, you've just got to take it on the chin and you go, yep, he's probably right about
Yeah. That's
that.
it.
Was there a moment where you thought, like, this is actually starting to click and I'm actually really enjoying it, in the last, like, 6 weeks, month, or whatever it was?
Yeah, definitely. I do feel like that. Because at the start I was like, oh, is this real? Like, is this actually gonna like impact us in any way? And when I started seeing the results, then that sort of made me feel a bit reassured. And
Yeah.
yeah, I thought definitely I need to get on it as well. So
100%, 100%. So obviously you've got a mentor in your husband. We don't get a lot of girls on you, to be honest. We don't get. I've only interviewed three female traders.
yeah.
Out of no, I tell a lie. I used to work for another prop firm before, and I interviewed one, two. I've interviewed five female traders. I do one every week at least, and on average, and over the last like 4 years. So you're like the number five or maybe number six. So why do you think there is not that many girls in the trading industry?
Um, I think to be honest, probably rely on the men more. And probably lifestyle maybe, like work, children, depends on their lifestyle.
Yeah,
Uh, so possibly that was it for me at the start. I thought I was too busy with work, with the children, with the house
yeah,
chores and
yeah,
all of that. He's got more time doing that.
yeah. So do
Um,
you do you think it requires obviously depends on your strategy, right? Some people sit there all day scalping. I can't do that personally, but do you think it depends on your strategy that how much time you have to trade, how much time you need to trade?
yeah, definitely. I mean, my husband's obviously been helping and saying you don't have to spend the whole day on it. You can just do
Yeah.
like
An hour.
um,
Yeah.
an hour of that.
Yeah,
Um,
sometimes it can be like 5 minutes. You can be like, oh, there it
yeah,
is. It's hit my
yeah,
thing, and I can just leave that now. It's like, so yeah. But I guess doing your analysis takes, maybe if you're pretty quick, but anywhere between 15 minutes and an hour and a half or something. So it depends how many pairs you're trading as well. There's quite a lot of variables. So have you and your husband looked at any books, or did you have any mentors previously, or is Arby's self-taught, right? I think he told me.
yeah. He is. He is.
That's really,
He
really good.
he doesn't watch YouTube videos and things. Just to increase his knowledge, but that's
Really,
about it.
that's really
Yeah.
good actually. That's really good because I don't actually I don't know many people that are self-taught that have been like that successful that quickly. So it's actually quite because there's if you go on YouTube like 50%, 60% of it's crap and then the 40% of it's good, but then you have to apply it sort of thing. So do you think like mindset is hardest in trading, or would you say technical stuff is harder for you at the moment?
Probably mindset as well because well, probably both because you have to be in the right mindset because you have to take on board that you might sometimes make losses as well and be
Mm,
ready for taking risk.
mm.
But also technical parts, just getting the gist of sort of how to work it through and how to do your support and resistance and all those sorts of
Yeah. So
strategies,
so
really.
you're obviously in the early days now. How does a loss affect you? Are you one of those ones that obviously you're on your month in, you don't understand like, maybe like taking multiple losses, or maybe you have taken multiple losses. How does that affect you? I just want to know like from like a beginner's point of view.
Um, it hasn't happened to me yet, touch wood. But I think
Okay.
if I did, I probably would feel a little bit, but then I
Yeah.
sort of actually can make profits as well. Like one-off blip or a couple would be okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, I can try and, recover those or try and work my best to get that money back.
Yeah, definitely. I think the key thing is maybe not taking it into your day from what I've just from what our successful traders that I've interviewed, and it's been over 60, I think, and maybe more, and they're all just like quite robotic. What I feel is when I'm talking to them, they're quite, they just tend to like, yeah, I'm just gonna go for a walk. If I've had a couple of losses, I'm just gonna go for a walk or something. They do something to take their mind off it, and that's something that
Yeah.
I'm not very good at. I'm like, God, it gets right in my head. So what does your trading look like today? What pairs do you trade? And let's talk a little bit about, your support and resistance and stuff. Do you have a particular pair you trade, like instrument you trade? Do you have a particular time, or do you trade like, in London and New York and Asia? What do you do?
It's just literally starting off at the moment. So it's usually a Thursday when the news comes out. I sort of look at the news and things, and then because it's fairly new, and I've only done it like a couple of times so far in the last month. It's just the basic learning support and resistance. That's
Yeah.
literally it for now.
Okay.
I learn some more strategies, and obviously,
Apply them.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice. 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 So you would say you're probably still evolving your style at the moment.
Um,
Yeah, I think that's quite important as well to adapt to the markets and stuff. And you take a few losses there, and maybe okay, maybe we could add something in there. There's something not quite right with that setup. How did you find, the platform Traderscale? How was it for you?
it wasn't too bad. It's sort of straightforward.
Yeah.
And then obviously you've got to learn all the ins and outs of it, but it wasn't too bad.
So
Yeah.
it's like, did you find as a beginner yourself, is quite the website quite easy to navigate, and the MetaTrader and stuff like that? Like once you had
Yeah,
like obviously your husband there, was it quite easy to navigate, and you thought, right, okay, it's quite clear?
yeah, it was. Yeah, it
Okay,
was.
that's good. We like to hear that. So we don't really have many complaints about the dashboard, to be honest. So we're pretty good on that. So what kind of setups and markets do you focus on? Do you like trade gold? Do you trade Euro USD? What do you do?
It is USD and a bit of gold as well.
Yeah, nice, nice. So dollar pairs and gold. Yeah, they're the ones that move. I was gonna say, I was thinking you were gonna say US 30 then, but I was just like, God, don't do that, dude. Yeah, there's a couple of people that have been on here that trade US 30, and I'm like, I don't know if Arvy's shown you US 30 yet, but oh my goodness, it moves so quick. It'll just be
Yeah.
like this, and then it'll just fly one way and then fly the other, and it's just scary for me. I'm like that. I can't even read it. So when you first started, what was your ideal percentage of risk? What did you do? Would you do it? Was you doing 0.5%, or 1%, 2%? Were you more aggressive or more conservative when you first started?
It was about 1% risk to
I
start off
think
with.
think that's
Yeah,
about right. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that's about right. You'd have to lose like 10 trades in a row to blow your account, so that would be pretty unlikely, I guess. But as long as you stick to your rules, right?
yeah, of
So,
course.
if you could sit back down with your beginner self on
Mm.
back on day one, what's one thing you'd say to yourself now on day one?
I wish I did it before.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. That's one of those ones, isn't it? Anything you do differently?
No, I mean, because I've just started, I can't really say, but I think maybe in like a few months, probably be able to answer that question.
Yeah, maybe we'll get you on for a round two interview when you've had a few more payouts and got a bit more experience, and we'll do like how you're doing, the journey from now to 6 months time. That'd be good. So, do you have any tips or anything you can share with us that Arvi may have shared with you that have really helped you for beginners that are watching?
Just to give it a go and sort of, you know, obviously there's a risk element of it in terms of like losing some, but you'll win some just as much as well.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, just give it your best shot, really.
Okay.
Patience as well.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. Patience is oh my God, like that is so important. I can't even. I used to just think like I remember on my first chart. I honestly I look back and when you've got your iCloud and it saves automatic screenshots. I look back at my first like drawing that I'd done with about
Mm,
20 different people like teaching me off YouTube and whatever. And it was
yeah,
just like it was like one of those art paintings in the gallery where they just throw paint on those ones where it's just like sporadically chucking paint. And
yeah.
I was like, what on earth is going on there? But yeah, so it's good that you've got someone, early on to kind of guide you, right? Okay, like less of that nonsense because I was actually going around in circles for 2 years, doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that, and then going round and round, and it was all failing. So you've actually got a good mentor from the start, which guys I think is very important. We'll just touch on that. If you have someone that has done the business, and they're legit, this is super important because that can be speed up the process for you. B, stop you from going around in circles, and yeah, we'll just leave it on A and B. We don't really have a C for that yet, but so what about something you wish someone told you early on, apart from Arby?
Probably just to give it a go. Open your horizons and sort of look at different ways of making money and
Yeah.
that's it really. I think,
Yeah,
yeah.
just a little bit of extra income. There's no harm in
Yeah.
trying, right? I don't think.
Yeah.
I think it's important to know, guys, you can do, any type of there's plenty of money making things you could do online, e-commerce, drop shipping, all that jazz. But one important thing about trading it, guys, is you can actually do it for free. You can download MetaTrader demo for free, open a demo account, do your technical analysis for free with TradingView, which is really, really easy. It's not like Photoshop. It's not a difficult platform to use. Would you agree?
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
not, it's very easy. Like if a square is draw a square, line is draw a line. It's very straightforward. And then you can, when you feel ready and you've got your free education on YouTube, there's some good people on YouTube doing all kinds of stuff with all kinds of edges. And then you can jump into a prop firm like us, and we can give you the capital you need to make those bigger gains. Obviously, you've got to pass a challenge, but that's when you've got to tell yourself, right, am I ready for this sort of thing? And Harpreet's managed to do that. So
Mhm.
we'll move on to the quick fire section before we close this out. So, do you have any books at all outside of trading as well that's changed your perspective on like life?
Oh, and I haven't, no, I'm not really a reader to be honest
I'm
with
not a reader
you,
either. I
but
hate
I
it.
should get into it. Yeah,
I'm not a
yeah.
reader at all. So what do you think is one non-trading habit that's actually helped you with trading?
Just my mindset, I think. Obviously with
Patience.
because I did get patience definitely. And just motivation. Those sorts of things, I
Okay,
guess.
cool.
That yeah,
That's fine. So what was your worst trade ever?
I haven't come across that yet.
Oh God, I hope you don't. Okay,
Yeah,
what about
no,
you?
I'll be honest, because my husband's been sort of guiding me in things and he's quite like he knows his stuff at the moment. So
There you go. So the losses are smaller than the big ones. Yeah, okay. What about your best trade ever?
the one that I had recently, so is that this last month that's just gone about 1,300.
Hey, there you go. And that got your payout. There you go.
Yeah.
So is there anyone that inspires you inside or outside of trading?
I guess it's just all comes from my children in terms of like doing better for them. And then obviously that's my motivation to make sure that
Um,
they've got the lifestyle.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. That's nice. I like that. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. That was awesome stuff from Harpreet, who's a beginner. She's only been doing it 1 month and she's already secured a $1,300 payout. Get that, right? No, definitely didn't take me 1 month. I'll say that for sure. It took me a little bit longer than that. So thank you very much for coming on, Harpreet. Guys, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you found anything helpful or anything that resonates with your journey, don't forget to drop a comment also if you have any questions. And yeah, Traderscale out. We'll catch you next week.